Nigeria Info FM at Agogo Obo. You can also talk with us on WhatsApp. It's 0809 597 5805. Again, 0809 597 5805. Open the phone lines for you at some point in time. Just some follow-up to yesterday's conversation with petroleum engineer and chartered accountant Bala Zaka, who asked that anyone who had anything to challenge him on the things he was saying, go ahead. We didn't get any challenge, but I got a challenge afterwards. The show was over. In fact, I just finished speaking with Obaro, who's got some experience in the oil and gas sector, and he's up for the challenge. He said he's going to want to talk about some of the things Balazaka said. Some he agrees with, some he does not agree with, and we'll have them but on Wednesday next week. So make that a date, the challenge between Balazaka and Obaro. But of course, the bigger picture is the country's oil and gas sector. And the other things he will want to also talk about in the part two of that conversation, which bothers around the country's oil and gas sector, as well as the fiscal trap we found ourselves in with the debt crisis, where it's projected, according to the IMF, that by 2026, nearly 100% of the country's revenue will be swallowed up in debt servicing commitments. And talking about commitments, we're committed to a great show this afternoon, and there's going to be glass ceilings. Sandra's on vacation, so we're going to play back one of the more interesting discussions on glass ceiling at 4 o'clock. So don't switch off your radio. Continue listening until 5 also too, where I'd have Kairia Wokoya come in and we'll talk about the road to 2023. What's happening with the primary? Screening is over for the APC. We have candidates emerging already. We're beginning to have a picture of what the 2023 election will look like. The good, the bad, and the ugly. In anticipation, we wait. So, for the big three, if you're ready, I am ready. And so, here we go.
This is the Big Three.
The Big Three. On Hard Facts.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Great. So the biggest story so far, the one we're going to focus on all the way till 4 p.m., is all to do with the Okada ban. So it's no longer news. It's the first day of this and reinforcement. This is the 6th time this has happened. And I've lived through all these times in this city while it's happened. I've been with the pessimist. I've been with the optimist in saying how this policy is. But just like I told the spokesperson for the Lagos State Police Command, Benjamin Hundeyin, earlier on today, that if there's any policy in town in this Lagos that will enjoy or is enjoying right now more than 90% of support, it has to do with this policy. Everyone calling in say they support this ban on Okada. They even want a whole ban, not just 6 local government areas. And in case you're just new to town, let's listen to the governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, where he had a meeting. This was where he had a meeting with police chiefs in the state, saying it is total and it is indefinite, just to emphasize how serious this is compared to other times. So let's hear, do I have that? All right, I'll get that track out, but we have our crew out covering this, and they've been on the road all across the state to have a view of what is happening in the affected local government areas. Just to run through those local government areas again, we have Etiosa, we have Lagos Island, we have Lagos Mainland, we have Surulere, we have Apapa, and we have Ikeja. We also have 9 LCDs where this restriction of Okada will be happening, and I'll come to the governor, but let's talk with our crew who were monitoring this earlier on. We have Emmanuel Onwuka, who was at a testing Balogun Stadium earlier on, Victoria Island Marina. These are areas that have been affected. And we also have Jessica Mukoro, who was at Aja and Ilaje. Nancy's around Lekki Phase 1, so she'll be joining us via phone very soon. And Nena Okon is on the mainland, where she's in action or no action in Sulere and Yaba. So, Emmanuel and Jessica, welcome to the Big Three.
Thank you very much.
All right, so which one goes first? The age before beauty?
Beauty first.
All right, beauty first. This is the gentleman. So, Jessica, you were at Aja and Ilaje, right?
Yesterday, yeah.
And give us a state of affairs of what you saw while there.
Okay, so normally Aja is okay. Normally, when you visit Aja, you see that there are usually bikes and keke napeps.
Right.
But today, I just saw a few bikes and more keke napeps. So they are, I would say, obeying the ban. They're not available anywhere. So it's just kekes for now.
Did you see any security operatives around this point?
I didn't. No.
Okay.
When I got to Aja bus stop, I expected to see like people trying to, check for bike people, but I didn't see anyone. So.
Right. All right. All right. So we'll get back to Jessica and give us some more insight into what's happening with the people. Emmanuel, you were at the TBS. You majored around the Victoria Island.
TBS, CMS, Tafawa Balewa Square. Yes, around those areas. Yeah.
Yes.
The Akpobon area, you have a lot of bikes around that area. I remember when since the bridge, have been closed, a lot of people get by that area through the bikes. So the bikes are able to maneuver and cross the bridge, where vehicles can actually go. And I visited those areas today, and I was surprised to see that a lot of persons were on their feet. They were trekking. Yes, because they couldn't get bikes around that area. Coming down to Victoria Island, where you have the Echo roundabout, and when you have the Sandfield, where you also have a bike, people are around that area. They take you into the streets, into the corners that vehicles cannot actually go. If not, you have to trek. So a lot of persons had to use like the Korokbe, the little buses, to get a buy, or they rather trek on their feet. Like I, for one, I had a very, will I say, bad experience this morning because when I finished from Pogmo and TMS, I had to stop over at TBS, and then I went to court for the Bamishi's case, when the court session was over, I was on my way back to the office, and I didn't drive. I didn't call the office to come get me, a driver to come get me. So on my way back, I tried to just flag down any bus, to get by. I was surprised that I couldn't even get a seat in any of the buses. They were all filled up, going straight down to the place. So a lot of persons, I saw a lot of persons. I trekked alongside a lot of persons down to Bonny Camp before we could actually board, buses coming down to Echo Hotel roundabout. So yes, I feel a lot of persons, like it's earlier reported, the compliance is a lot of persons, about 90% of the people actually want this ban, but then the reality on ground is overwhelming because it's just the first day. A lot of persons can say, "Oh, I don't want this" on the first day, but then let's look how it's going to be on second and third day because the trek I did this morning, I've lost. Is it stones now or kilos?
All right. In case you just joined the Big Three on Hat Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info, we got the Nigeria Info newsroom in the studio. They're covering this momentous time in the state where a ban on Okada is enforced. It's the sixth time this has happened in more than as many years. As far as I can remember when Okadas came into town, which was stretched back to the early 2000, and it's total and complete. We'll talk with Emmanuel on enforcement because I understand he's had the opportunity to speak with the enforcement people, maybe not work with them, but at least I have words with them also too. But Nancy Etta is at Lekki and Lekki Phase 1 area, so she's had the opportunity to compare and contrast what was out earlier in the day and is also out now in the afternoon. So can tell us what she's seen in the morning and what she's seen going on now. Nancy, great to have you join us on the Big Three.
Thank you, Mr. Agoho. Lekki Ekpa Express Route right now is very calm.
Okay.
Unlike in the morning, we had the heavy presence of security operatives and the traffic officials. But right now, at the Lekki traffic light, we just have the traffic officials and no security operatives inside. The commuters have seen to use the Lekki Estate shuttle to bridge the gap. That's what they are applying right now to get into the Lekki Estate.
Well, speaking with Emmanuel earlier on, he talked about the scene where you had several people walking to their destinations. Do you see people walking, or people just waiting at the bus stops for vehicles to pick them up?
Well, at the Lekki bus stop right now, there are a lot of those white shuttles. So it's not really a problem for people to make their way to their final destination, because a lot of them have begun to use these buses. They are not waiting. The buses are, there are quite a number of them. They get to the bus stop, they get into one of the shuttles, and they're off.
Right. Did you have an opportunity to speak with any of the commuters who were at the bus stop?
Yes, I spoke to a lady that said that usually the Okadas make it faster for them to get into the estate, but they like it because the buses take them to their exact bus stop, and they get to pay a specified amount. But when they were using the Okadas, they got to haggle prices with them, and it was always an issue. So I think they prefer using the shuttle buses rather than the Okadas.
All right. So Nancy, just hang in there. Nena Okon joins us. Nena is on the mainland. All along, we focused on the island, and you know that a number of local governments are also affected in this restriction. You have Lagos mainland, you have Surulere, you have Apapa, as well as Ikeja. All of this on the mainland. Nena, tell us, what state of affairs? I understand you've been to Surulere and to Yaba.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Go ahead, Nena.
So I was at Surulere and Yaba actually this morning.
Right.
I started off at Ojuelegba under bridge. And at the under bridge, for those that are very conversant with the Surulere area, you know that when you get to Ojuelegba under bridge, there is the road going to Itire, there is the one going to Yaba, there is the one going to Stadium, and then to the island. All those places, there were no presence of Okada at all. And it seemed as if the people who live in Surulere were prepared already for the ban, because you could just see people moving about, going about their normal duties.
Interesting, because we had calls from Surulere, I think yesterday and the day before yesterday, saying that enforcement had already begun. So many of the motorcycle riders had taken leave already. Do you see the enforcement happen around Surulere while you were there, or any of the spaces you visited?
No. I didn't see the presence of any of either the task force or police. I just saw people going about their normal duties. No bike at all. The only bikes I could see were the dispatch riders who were going about their business as well. So it was as if, as I said earlier, it was as if the people in Surulere were prepared already. There was really nothing happening. People were just going about their business.
All right, looks like people have adjusted very quickly to this one. Yes. Nena, did you get the opportunity to speak with anyone while on the streets?
Yes, so I spoke to a number of persons, and the major concern has been that, or is that, what will the government do to this number of persons who have been taken off the streets, these Okada riders? That's what most of them who I spoke to, that's what they keep asking. What are the plans of the government to engage these people? Because many of them will have to come back to the streets. And we all know how Lagos is now in terms of security. So that's the challenge that people are worried about.
All right. Thank you very much, Nena. Just hang in there and we'll get back to you again. And interesting, how are they going to take care of the people on the street? That's one question where we're going to open the phone lines at some point to you. Tell us what you think about that. Another question I'm sure that people would have to answer, would want you to help us with, will be how are we going to get home, especially in places where the last mile buses haven't yet covered? in the areas where the restriction of Okada is in force. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go on a quick break. When we come back, Emmanuel Uka is still here with us. We still have Jessica Mokoro also here with us, and we also still have Nancy Etta and Nena Okon. And we're going to talk a little about enforcement and hear what the state government is doing, because the naysayers or the eternal pessimists who think this will not work point to the fact that in previous bans, you've had security operatives flout the rule. Now the rule says if you're a policeman or soldier, you have to be on uniform to use these motorcycles, and you cannot carry a passenger on them. And back in the days, this did not happen. So we are going to go on a quick break. When we come back, enforcement, and don't forget those questions. We would want you to provide answers to make this policy work. It's not enough to support it, but what are the ways you think deeply why and how this policy on Okada ban in these local government areas can work. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
This is an infomercial.
Your Niger production presents Yo and Okbolo in Ho. A satire directed by Kenneth Upopo, written by Femi Branch, with music, dance, and comedy from the best. Date, June 10th to 12th, 2022. Venue, Terra Culture, Victoria Island. Time, Friday, 7 p.m. Saturday, 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. Sunday, 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. Tickets, 5,000 Naira, 10,000 Naira, and 15,000 Naira. For tickets, visit Terra Culture, Victoria Island, C24 Mobile Gadgets, Blanco Supermarket at Ilason Ikati and Shango Tedo, UBA Supermarket, Ashley's Place, Orchid Road, or visit www.smartticket.ng and www.yourniger.tv. For table reservations, call 0805-031-9891. Don't miss it.
Supported by Chupez New Dawn and Mount Homes. Media partners Wazobia FM, Cool FM, and Nigeria Info.
Plenty people they do business, but not be everybody mean business. The people wey mean business, they know they ever say no to money, cash, card, or even transfer. These kind ones, any business opportunity, then they grab up with the full chest. And then they chook eye only on top of this way make sense. Like a people, cash flow, and how every other thing take they complete. Not be say them only know what thing that they do. They know their numbers and the main business. With the number, you mean business. Enter our website will be www.number.com to take it for start.
Lagos Leather Fair is 5. The Lagos Leather Fair is celebrating its 5th anniversary with the biggest leather exhibition in Africa. This year's event is tagged LLF 5. The Lagos Leather Fair will have masterclasses, creative workshops, atelier sessions, leather brand exhibitions, and a fashion runway showcase. The masterclass speakers will include Mai Atafo, Adesua Oyenekwe, Muyiwa Femi Pierce, Adenike Adeyemi. The Lagos Leather Fair will take place on the 11th and 12th of June 2022 at the Balmoral Convention Center, Victoria Island, Lagos. LLF5 is sponsored by Bank of Industry, Afrexim Bank, Providence Bank, Leadway Assurance, Alethea Capital, and System Specs. Media partners are Cool FM, Wazobia FM, and Nigerian Info. For more information, visit our website at www.thelagosletterfair.com or call the number 0908-472-0800. That is 0908-472-0800. Lagos Leather Fair, impacting the Nigerian leather industry.
Yes! 1 million Naira! Do you have what it takes to compete, debate, and banter around exciting football topics? Then this is your chance to battle it out and win a grand prize of 1 million Naira! The excitement never stops with Femi and the gang as the Fat G Fan Battle returns for Season 3. To participate, record a 1-minute video reviewing your club season. Post that video on either Instagram or Twitter using the hashtag FatGFanBattle. The best video will be selected for the preliminary round. This is your moment of glory. Grab it. With Femi and the gang, it's live football, just the way you like it.
Many people are in business, but not everyone means business. The people who mean business never say no to money, cash, card, or transfer. These ones grab business opportunities with their full chest. keep an eye on things that matter like people, cash flow, and how it all adds up. They do not only know their onions, they know their numbers. They mean business. With Number, you mean business. Visit www.number.com, that is NOMBA, number.com to get started.
Lagos Leather Fair is 5. The Lagos Leather Fair is celebrating its 5th anniversary with the biggest leather exhibition in Africa. This year's event is tagged LLF5. The Lagos Leather Fair will have masterclasses, creative workshops, atelier sessions, leather brand exhibitions, and a fashion runway showcase. The masterclass speakers will include Mai Atafo, Adesua Oyenekwe, Muyiwa Femi PS, Adenike Adeyemi. The Lagos Leather Fair will take place on the 11th and 12th of June 2022 at the Balmoral Convention Center, Victoria Island, Lagos. LLF5 is sponsored by Bank of Industry, Afrexim Bank, Providus Bank, Leadway Assurance, Alethea Capital, and System Specs. Media partners are Cool FM, Wazobia FM, and Nigerian Info. For more information, visit our website at www.thelagosletterfair.com or call the number 0908 472 0800. That is 0908 472 0800. Lagos Leather Fair, impacting the Nigerian leather industry.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
This is the Big Three.
The Big Three. On Hard Facts.
On 99.3 Nigeria Info.
All right. Welcome back on 99.3 Nigeria Info. It's 3:30 and quite a lot. Thank you very much, Newsroom, for providing us live updates on what is happening all around Lagos. And we're going to come to you very soon. And I just wanted to clear out certain things quickly. So we've had our crew on the mainland of the island. One interesting local government where we haven't heard from yet. Nena was at Sulere at Yaba also too. Apapa Basil writes on WhatsApp, and I was very interested to know what is going on in Apapa. He says, I am in Apapa right now. It's terrible here. No vehicle. A lot of people are trekking from Coconut to Mile 2. Trailer has blocked the only available route, which is very unfortunate, Basil. And this route was talked about. I remember very well. I spoke with the spokesperson for the Lagos Police. I said the route Lagos to Badagry has a lot of problems. Not only are the roads bad, someone called in yesterday and said, or 2 days ago, and said they spent 700 naira, which is the only available route to move from Okada, Okoko to Mile 2. 700 naira. If you take up a passenger, this is on motorcycle, they pay 350 naira for that trip. And it's been one of the areas where clashes have happened. Not just last month, happened there last year, every other year. And they seized, the police say they seized in the last clash they had around the Lasuiba axis, which is along the Lagos-Badagry Expressway. Over 200 motorcycles were seized. And I said, you know, when this seizure happens, if you go back the following day, like what happened last year, I was at Second Rainbow, around that same route. They were back in business because of the demand. The demand is massive. There's the only way they can move, like is mentioned here in Apapa. So, big problem. He said there've been meetings by the state government where they sat down and said, well, as incredulous as it sounds, they're mulling how they can ban the importation of motorcycles into Lagos State. And people have questioned that policy if it ever sees the light of day. The local government areas where the Okada ban is not enforced, how are you going to stop the motorcycles from moving into those local government areas? If you think the ban, by the way, Nigeria spends at least over 1 trillion naira in the importation of motorcycles from China. I mean, China loves Nigeria every year, over 1 trillion naira importing these motorcycles. So somebody thinks that if they can ban the importation of motorcycles, perhaps it could solve the problem. But there's still a bigger problem, like Basil has pointed out. People having to walk long distances. I mean, this is not 100 meters walk. You're talking about hours of walking to your destination. We'll unpack that one. But Emmanuel is still here with Jessica Mokoro. We're going to quickly hear what you have to say about enforcement. You've had the opportunity, Emmanuel, to speak with someone on enforcement. Talk to us about it.
Okay, yes, I spoke with the spokesperson of the Lagos State Task Force, Badanya Abdulrazid Badanya, on the enforcement, and he told me this afternoon that the enforcement is on. They concentrated a lot around the Keja axis, those estates, Ajao estates, and all the rest around the areas where they've had issues previously.
Right.
And there were lots of compliance. He gave me statistics, just like I was saying earlier. But you see, I don't know the basis of which he gave that statistics, but it's what he said. And, he said it is an 80%, 85%, compliance, in today's ban.
Right.
Okay, his men are still going around, and like I said earlier, they're going together as a force.
Right.
Okay, so they're not going separately, they're going together as a force because they don't know, there's been a lot of rumors, preceding this ban,
right.
So they don't want to take chances.
Right.
They want to ensure that they counter it together as a team. And I asked him the question of, okay, how do you intend to sustain this enforcement? Because we've seen situations whereby people begin enforcing a law, and then from the second day or the third day, everything starts to thin out and fizzle out. So he said that it's not just the task force and the police job right now. Okay, the compliance is being coordinated by the Lagos State Police Command, but then it involves the FRSC, the DSS, NSCDC, LASMA. So there's a lot of persons, the Nigerian Army, Air Force, they are involved in this.
All right. So Emmanuel, let's hear the Commissioner of Police, Abiodun Alabi, on the enforcement of this ban. He seems to say that and suggest that what will happen is going to be total. So here's Abiodun Alabi, who is the Commissioner of Police in Lagos State.
They are so reckless in the way they do things. They take laws into their hands, and they do this with impunity. So it's not only because of the fact that they had a problem with somebody that they killed in Lekki, but it's one of those reasons. And we are saying that enough should be enough for them.
All right. Let's also listen to the DCP, which is Deputy Commissioner of Police Operations for Lagos State, Ahmed Kontagora.
This activity, what has taken place today, is a signal to those that are actually not ready to abide by the rules, by the laws of the government. We are ready, battle ready, and we ensure that this ban is actually enforced and it will be a reality. It is not only in this state that this ban has taken place, it has taken place in some other states, and there is no way it cannot take place here in Lagos. We are ready and we fight it until we succeed.
All right, talking tough, the DCP operations there, Ahmed Kontagora. I'm going to open the phone line straight away. The number to call 0700 993 993 993. Again, 0700 993 993 993. If you're a lady, you want to join the conversation, you can also have the added opportunity calling this number 01465 7190. Again, 01465 7190. Those of you who will not be able to get through because of the throng of callers, you go to the WhatsApp platform. It's 0809 597 5805. Again, 0809 597 5805. So let's go. And got any questions, I'm sure we can attempt. Authorities are listening in also too, and I'm sure they can also help along the way. Hello and good afternoon.
Hello.
Kindly turn down the device you're listening with so we don't get the feedback.
Good afternoon.
Great to have you join us. What's your name, please, and where are you calling from?
I'm Jude, calling from Badagry.
All right, Jude from Badagry. Is the problem area with Okada? Very well, I know. Go ahead.
Yesterday I called during Joy's show. Please, let them try and extend it to Badagry Expressway. Last 2 months, 2 of them were killed along the road. Around that kind of 7 o'clock, 2 of them died instantly. I beg, if government can try and extend it to Badagry, I think it will be a welcome development.
A quick question, Jude. Help us understand the movement, the commute between Mile 2 and Badagry, all of the communities around Badagry. If you're going to move from, let's say, Okoko or from Ijaniki or Iba towards Mile 2, a lot of people use motorcycles. Is this still the situation?
Yes.
Why is it the road?
Right from Badagry to to my 2.
Is it that the road is still bad? Why they will not use the buses instead?
Because maybe people that have their own businesses there, maybe they want to get their businesses on time.
Okay.
That's what I understand, yeah.
It is not that the road is bad.
There's not all of that, but now it's better compared to before.
Okay. Better.
Yeah, please, there's one thing I want to. I lodged a complaint yesterday during Joy Show. There's something that's spotted on that road. Ileko bus stop, to be precise.
Okay.
You know, this is four lane, and this is a major bus stop. Please, if there's any people can read the contractor, we need to have a pedestrian bridge.
Oh, good.
Yeah, because now the road is under construction, but before you cross that road, sometimes it takes you 15 minutes, 30 minutes when the road is under construction. And I ask myself, what will happen when they must have completed the construction? Before we start saying maybe loss of life or accident, they should come and put at least pedestrian bridge there, please.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Judan, for your great observation. You need a pedestrian bridge in places where you have a large congregation of people trying to move from one point to the other. That's the reason why you have those bridges there in the first instance. All right. Hello and good evening.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, rather. Great to have you join us. What's your name, please, and where you calling from?
My name is Becky.
All right, Becky. Go ahead, please.
Yes. About this Okada ban, sir. It is a very welcome idea. People who are saying, what are these people going to be doing? They should go and learn other skills. They should learn carpentry, welding, vulcanizer. They should learn other things. They don't have to remain Okada riders for life. So that we can have some sanity when they are engaged from morning to night doing other jobs that are not harmful to other people on the road. We have a sane society. There's no sentiment here. If they are saying what will happen to them, have they considered those who have lost family members or loved ones through these people? How will those people be feeling? They are still burning. They are still hurting. Look at the policeman, a lawyer that was killed. Look at the woman who lost her husband at Lekki recently. Look at the other man who was killed in somewhere in Egbeda and so on. So many of them. Go to Igbobi Hospital and see what these people have caused on the road. So many people have died because of these hazards on the road. So I don't think the government should have any sentiment. And this ban should not be limited to 6 local governments alone, because we are pushing them to other people to take the punishment. If they should spread it all over Lagos. Other states have done it. It's not the Lagos state that is an exception.
All right.
These people have village heads in this Lagos. I have seen where they have gone to hold meetings during some certain days of the month. They gather in a place. They have a leader. They have a leader. So those leaders should find a way, maybe through Lagos state government or their state government, to integrate them into centers where they do vocational training.
Thank you very
much. And train them there.
Thank you very much, Becky.
Thank you very much, sir.
Frank and blunt assessment of the situation. Thank you. Hello and good evening. Anyone there? All right, do call back. I'll take one more call, then I get onto WhatsApp before I'm accused of marginalization. Hello and good evening. Turn on the device you're listening with.
I've done that.
Great. What's your name, please, and where are you calling from?
The name is Prince Y.S. greeting you from Amuodo.
All right, Prince Y.S. Is your local government affected by this ban?
At all.
But you want it to be, huh?
But as it is, as for me,
right,
I want them to drag them to the streets. Now, because of this, I just want out to go and inspect. That's the work of we the parliamentarians. I moved down from Maitu down to Oshodi. No any Okada on the expressway. And this is how it's supposed to be. But the question I want to throw to your guest is this. It's in the studio or through phone you are talking to him?
Well, we have our correspondent, so maybe you want to ask the question about what?
Please, whether we get contact with the commissioner for in the Lagos State or the office of the governor. Now, they start very well. And how
yes.
What Lagos always say, lead them, that law they are making. After 3 months, it will end. It will fish out. That is Lagos language. If they sleep a little, if they sleep a little and let these people still go back to the road, I'm telling you, no law you make in Lagos that will work. Because today, they implementing the law everywhere was so nice. The expression was clear. But if those people continue taking bribes or continue slack, I'm telling you, Lagos will never love the governor anymore. Today, I give governor kudos. That's my stand this evening.
All right, thank you very much, Prince Wise. Just the point you sort of reiterated there. If you have nearly everyone in support of this policy, the next question, which is what Prince Wise sort of wants to has responded to, is the role of the people in making the policy work. Akin writes on WhatsApp, good afternoon. I support this ban, even I want it expanded. Can you imagine people take Okada from Oshodi to Songo, Oshodi to Apapa, Oshodi to VI? Can you now say that those roads are not motorable? Great point you make there. Okay, Basil writes from Apapa again. I guess he's still walking and listening to us. A nice hobby. I'm not sure how long this can go on, but I like your humor. Money from truck, please. They should keep looking into these Agberos who are stopping vehicles. They're causing more traffic here. It's only one route everyone is taking now. Yes, please do stop them. Mustafa Abubakar from Ishashi, Ojo local government says, Ishashi says, they should kindly extend to Badagry because most of them are nefarious terrorists wasting lives illegally and killing many people too. Let's go to Boysin from Afromedia. All of them along that Lagos-Badagry Expressway. But this is not for me. It's for Sheriff. Your message just dropped. What happened to your data? Abdullahi Gafar from Ojodubega says, could you please tell Lagos State government to ban the Okada throughout Lagos State? We don't want Okada for any means of transportation at all. My regards. Thanks. People don't want partial ban. They want a total ban across the state. Police, DSS, NSDC, etc., because of Okada men, do not want to stop crime and also harassment from Agberos in Lagos State. Apapa is a traffic nightmare. Going to CMS since the bridge was burnt is still a headache. All right too. Damian in Ijesha says that it's one thing to imply that the government is not intelligent enough to execute their offices judiciously, and we keep creating more menace to the society. I hear you. How are you? I'm fine. How are you too? He sends a message. I don't know your name. And someone says that Papa is free from bike. Only private officers I'm seeing riding bike. When you hear from a Papa watching online, you hold two mics. Yeah, so I hold two mics. By the way, we're streaming this live on Facebook. So your comments you can also send there. I will try as much as possible to meet you up on Facebook. But keep the comments coming in. I'm going to go to the phone lines in a minute. I support the ban, but they should extend it to the streets. I just heard one saying that they will start stealing from the streets, which is a point we made also to the police, that people will be on the street, and they say they've read out the Route Act to the police officers that they have to go into the inner streets so that people who are walking home at night because there are no last mile buses to take them home don't become victims of street and road muggings and crimes. All right, let's move on to the phone lines. Hello and... Sorry about that, we'll do this again. Hello and good evening. Kindly turn down the device you're listening with so we don't get the feedback. All right, we'll try this again. Oh dear, we'll have to disconnect you. Once you patch through, quickly move away from the device so we don't get the feedback echo from you. Hello and good evening.
Hello.
Good. What's your name, please, and where are you calling from?
My name is Ayo. I'm calling from Aja.
All right, Ayo in Aja. Go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, what of somebody that has, let's say a man that has bike now, and using it not for commercial purpose now.
Yes.
That is using it maybe if he's going out, carry his family on the bike. Maybe his wife or his son or his daughter, and he's flying on the expressway. Would that ban still affect that same person?
Yes, it will affect the same person. We've asked the authorities this question, and they said it will affect anyone.
Affect the person. So,
yeah. So
they're
special.
Now.
Good. So
they
they're
just
special.
park his bag at home and go and take commercial bus to wherever it's going, right?
Yeah, that's what the rule says. So they say that if you have the power bikes,
Hello?
they say if you have the power bikes, for example, you can go ahead and use the power bike. Can you hear me? Oh dear, lost connection with him. But they made that clarification. The only ones who are exempt from this rule, this ban are the couriers, the ones who have the couriers registered on the bikes can move. The police, security operatives who are on uniform can move on the bikes, but cannot carry a passenger with them. If you have a private bike, which is not in the category of the power bikes 200cc and above, you will be impounded and arrested if you get your way on any of those routes. So they say maybe the rule will be relaxed to allow certain types of bikes in future, but for now, it's what the rule is. We have to take our last call, then I'll get the final thoughts from Ima and Jessica right here. Hello and good evening. Sorry about that. Let's see this one. Hello and good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Great to have you join us. What's your name, please, and where are you calling from?
This is Joshua.
All right, Joshua. Kindly speak up because we're struggling to hear you.
All right.
Go ahead, Joshua.
Okay. They say when you give somebody allow, then the person will be looking for allowance. So instead of that person to maintain that good privilege, so the Okada people, they brought this upon themselves. Though I know it's not all of them that committed that crime, but the sins of others now, we now, according to, I don't know how they put it in the Bible, so it's not, they are all enjoy. It's because they are into union now. So whatever thing the other person committed,
right?
So they have to go through it together. So they should bear it because they have done so much harm. I know they on daily basis they kill many people, even those that ride one way. That one is even more. It's nothing to write home about.
Absolutely, and you're very well on point. One person's sins. Well, all the Okadas are guilty of they may not be guilty of the crime, but they are guilty. All of them. I don't know which Okada man or woman. Well, mostly Okada men I know. I have never seen an Okada woman before. They all break traffic rules. I don't know the Okada that waits at the traffic light when it turns to green before he moves. They all break that law. All of them. I don't know any of them that don't break the law. But very quickly, Emmanuel Wuka, let's get your. It's a rolling story. You're going to be on this story for some time, I can imagine.
Yes, I am truly going to be on this story. I've spoken with some of these Okada men, went to their base and had conversations with them on their next line of action. And yesterday, we did a story, we did run a story about that, about some of them saying they'll intend to leave the state, some of them saying they'll stay back and get a license and get into the cab business.
Right.
I actually on Sunday, I actually joined a vehicle that was driven by one of them, and I was really
I'm going to have to let Emmanuel stop because he'll take us on a journey and we'll be out of time. Jessica Mukoro.
Okay, so personally, I feel that there should be another alternative. Yes, Okadas are quite useful. Yes, they should also be banned because most times they do a lot in summary. So I feel like the government should just, look for an alternative means for people. Because I was speaking to someone earlier today and she was like, she likes the ban, but it is wrong timing. Because what of those people that live in places where buses can't enter? If I'm living down the road, how do I expect to get to my destination?
Right. All right. Absolutely. And that's where we're going to have to leave this conversation at. It's a rolling conversation. There'll be updates to this story. And we'll keep our eyes and see how and where it takes us to. We're going to go on a quick break. We come back with time for the business news. And after the business news, there's going to be a repeat episode of Glass Ceiling. And don't go anywhere. There's still big discussion happening between 5 and 6. Taking an overview on our road to 2023. How far and how well. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Information for you. This one
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info.